port excursions are one of the most exciting parts of any cruise, but can be one of the most confusing things to plan. There are hundreds of options, prices are all over the map, and one question that comes up every single time: how do you actually pick the right port excursion? After almost 50 cruises, I've done this every possible way, and I've made some mistakes along the way. And if you're watching this, you probably have a cruise coming up and shore excursions are on your mind. And that's actually one of the most common questions our clients ask us before sailing. And I made this video specifically to answer it so that by the end, you know how to make the right call for every port. Let me ask you something. Have you ever done everything right, showed up on time, followed all the instructions, and still ended up standing around while the clock ticked away on your port day? Well, that's exactly what happened to us on the last excursion that we booked through the ship. We stood on the dock at 95-degree heat for almost an hour while waiting for everybody else to get there. Just when we thought we were actually moving, they shifted us to a different spot where they loaded a couple hundred people into separate vans. And by the time we actually got to the site, we had maybe a couple hours left. And then on the way back, we stopped for almost as long at shops that our group had no interest whatsoever. By the way, let me know if you've had experiences like that and what do you think of the ship excursions. For me, that was it. Since then, I try to avoid booking excursions through the cruise line, except for one very specific situation. Well, I'll cover that in a minute. So why do people still do it? Why do they put up with that kind of experience? Well, the number one reason you'll hear is the return to ship guarantee. If your cruise line excursions runs late, the ship is supposed to wait for you. The cruise line, they vet their tour operators, and those operators stay in communication with the ship. And if your group falls behind, the cruise line will either delay departure or make arrangement to get you to the next port. So remember this, it's not necessarily, they're not going to wait for 5 hours for you. They can't afford that. The port systems are not designed for that. So they might, as part of their back to ship guarantee, just get you to the next port. Either way, you are covered. And I get why that matters, especially if you're visiting a port where the main attraction is hours away from the ship. So long bus rides to another city, really far from the port. A lot of people want that safety net. And in some situations, so do I. The other thing cruise line excursions have going for them is just ease. You log onto your cruise planner before the trip, you pick what you want, your ticket shows up in your cabin, and on the day of your tour, you just follow the group. No research needed, not much coordinating, no wondering if you picked the reliable company. It's all handled for you. But here's the thing to keep in mind. Cruise lines excursions are almost always going to be more expensive than what you could find on your own. It's just a reality. They're a middleman that has a really high markup. And the group sizes can be really large. We're talking about 30, 40, sometimes 50 people all moving together, which means that tour runs at the pace of the slowest person in the group. And there are usually a lot of hurry up and wait. So depending on the arrangement the cruise line makes with the local operator, you might find yourself making stops that have absolutely nothing to do with what you actually came to see. So is booking through the cruise line a good idea? Not always, but there are specific situations where it could be. So I'll cover some more situations in a minute when I talk about which one is best. But first, let me walk you through the options that give you a better experience for less money. So option 2 are your third-party excursion companies. And this is where it starts getting interesting. These are companies that specialize in cruise excursions, but operate independently from the cruise line. You will find them before you cruise, book online, and they handle everything from there. Now, here's what you really want to pay attention to, because this is the part that surprises most people. In most cases, third-party companies use the same local vendors that take you to the exact same places as the cruise line tour, but for significantly less money. We're talking about 20, 30, sometimes 40% less in some cases. And these companies often run smaller, more curated tours. so group sizes can be much smaller. I've been on third-party excursions with a few as 6 people. 6! Compare that to a bus full of 50 people, and you can imagine how different that experience feels. And I've actually documented this firsthand in a couple of videos on this channel, excursions where we saved hundreds of dollars literally on the same tour, right next to the passengers from our ship who booked them through Royal Caribbean and paid significantly more for the exact same experience. Now, I know what you might be thinking right now, but Kat, what if I missed the ship? And honestly, this is a big concern for many people. Here's what you need to know. Most reputable third-party companies offer their own return to ship guarantee. And before you book anything, you want to check 2 things: their cancellation policy, if your ship doesn't make it to port, and the guarantee to getting you back to the ship on time. Those 2 are non-negotiable for me. I will not book with a third-party company that doesn't stand behind both of those things. I'll put my current trusted recommendations that we personally book through in a description, and I want to be upfront that I don't want to list them here in the video on purpose because companies change over time, and I only want to send you somewhere I'd feel comfortable sending my family. One more thing on third-party excursions is that they do require more research on your part. You'll want to read the reviews, check some ratings, confirm that everything lines up with your ship's schedule. But once you know where to look, it's honestly not as hard as it sounds. And stick with me because the decision framework I'm about to share with you at the end is going to make the whole process a lot more manageable. Option 3 is, when done right, it can end up with the best excursion, but it also has the most risks. And I'm talking about booking directly with a local guide or a local tour company in the port you're visiting, not through a third-party website. Maybe you found them through reviews on a travel site, a recommendation in a cruise Facebook group, or somebody mentioned them in the comments of a YouTube video. However you found them, you're going straight to the source with no middleman. And here's why this option is so special. Oftentimes those guides, they live there, they grew up there, they know the spots that never make it to any package tour list. And the experience of having somebody who is genuinely passionate about sharing their knowledge with you, it just feels different. It's personal in a way that large group tour just can't be. We've been in ports where we hired a local driver for a few hours, told them a few main things we wanted to see, and then just let them suggest spots that we never could have found on our own. And some of the most amazing experiences that we've ever had on a cruise came from those off the beaten path moments, places that we never would have discovered any other way. Now, the honest trade-off is that this option requires the most research on your part and the most responsibility of any method that we talked about. You are responsible for making absolutely sure they understand the ship's schedule and that they're committed to getting you back with plenty of time to spare. And it's not something that you want to do in any port where you don't feel comfortable or safe. And it's also not something that we would ever do spontaneously or on the fly. When we book with a local operator, I read multiple reviews, confirm every detail in writing, have their contact information saved in my phone before we ever step off the ship. It takes more work up front, but when it comes together, it can honestly be the best excursion you'll ever take. By the way, if you're finding this video helpful so far, give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel and it helps more cruisers find these tips before their next trip. Okay, one more booking option to go, and then I'll go through that framework that I was talking about in the beginning. Option 4 is no tour, no guide, just you, your group, and the port. And for certain ports, this is genuinely my favorite way to spend the port day, because some destinations are so easy, so walkable, and so laid back that you just don't need anybody leading you around. You can hop off the ship, grab a local taxi, you can go to the beach somewhere that everybody's been raving about, spend the afternoon at the little restaurant where locals actually eat, and wander through the streets at your own pace. That said, and I really want to emphasize this, DIY is not the right move for every port. If the main attractions are a significant distance away from the ship, Going completely on your own can eat into the time in ways that are hard to recover from. And if you're visiting a port for the very first time and you're not sure what it has to offer, I'd recommend doing at least one organized tour on your first visit. Then the next time you're there, you'll know exactly where you want to go, and you can explore completely on your own terms. One more thing on DIY is that I cannot stress enough. You are responsible completely for getting back to the ship on time. Nobody's calling the ship on your behalf. That is entirely on you. So keep a close eye on the clock, know what time you need to be back, and build in more buffer than you think you need. Okay, so coming to decision time. This is the one thing I wish somebody had set me down and told me years ago. Here it is. You don't have to pick one booking method and use it for your entire cruise. In fact, the most experienced cruisers I know, and after almost 50 cruises, I've gotten to know a lot of them, they mix and match their booking approach port by port. And once you start doing this, planning port days stops feeling overwhelming and starts feeling like a fun puzzle. So here is the simple 4-question framework that I go through for every single port on my itinerary. Question number 1, how far are the main attractions from the ship? If I'm talking about an hour bus ride, an hour more each way, I'm almost always going to go with third-party provider with a back-to-ship guarantee because it matters too much when I'm that far from the pier to risk anything else. Question 2, how many ships are in port that day? The more ships in port, the bigger the crowds on those large group tours. When I know it's going to be a busy port day, then I lean towards smaller third-party option or a direct local booking so that I'm not stuck in a crowd of thousands all trying to cram into the same photo at the same time, or just go explore on your own. Question number 3, have I been to this port before? If it's a first visit, I'm going to see what are the good organized tours to get my bearings and make sure that I see the highlights. If I've been there and already know the lay of the land, well, that's when we often go completely DIY and spend our time the way that we want to spend. And it's usually the spots that I don't get to see on that first organized tour. Question 4 is how easy and safe is it to get around independently? Some ports are incredibly simple to navigate on your own. You could just get off the ship. There's taxis waiting everywhere. Everything is close and clearly marked. Others, you really need someone who knows the area. And the trick is knowing the difference before you step off the ship, which means doing a little bit of homework before you cruise. And that's about it. 4 questions, and by the time you answer them at each port of your itinerary, you know exactly which approach makes the most sense every single time. And hey, if you watch this whole video and you're still not sure which option is right for your specific cruise, reach out to us. Helping people plan their perfect port days is exactly what we do, and I'd love to help you figure it out, and I'll drop my link in the description. Thank you for watching.